Welcome to the MarcWes Sports Podcast.
All right, welcome to the MarcWes Sports Podcast. I'm Marcus Benjamin. That's Wes Pierre. And we give you that real sports talk, but we also dive into other topics as well.
Got to.
Like pop culture, just, things that's going on with hip hop, because we all love hip hop on this podcast. So obviously in 2021, now it's all about these, challenges on TikTok or whatnot. I will never get TikTok a day of my life. But we'll see. We'll see if that's true in a couple years. But as of right now, not doing TikTok at all, because at some point I said I didn't want to do Instagram, end up getting that. At some point I said I wasn't going to do Snapchat, end up getting that. So we'll see. But for right now, I'm never doing TikTok. But what's popular on TikToks right now is these challenges, man. The BussIt challenge, the silhouette challenge, whatnot. So my question to you, Wes, is
what's that?
If Yo Dime asked you, well, let's just take it a step further. If you just seen her do the BussIt challenge or the silhouette challenge, what would be your take on that? First off, and which one do you think is worse?
Shit, my dime would know better. You feel me? I don't even need to question it. So I doubt her ever even thinking about that. And not just that, but we had a conversation about that shit too. And she don't like the way the females move on that shit. You feel me? She was like, shit. Her exact words like, imagine me doing that shit. What would you think? You feel me? I'm like, shit, your ass wouldn't do that. She's
right.
Like, exactly. But
yeah, it gives off the wrong type of
message, you feel
I guess you could say.
My whole thing is another thirst trap. You feel me? Especially you feel.
Right.
I mean, personally, if you a single woman, feel free do your thing. You feel me? Like women empowerment. I guess this is women empowerment now. Silhouette challenge, BussIt challenge. I guess you feel me. Throat baby also. But yeah, like the way I actually look at it is like me as a guy. Shit, I see you doing that. One thing I'm thinking about is smashing.
Right. I mean,
yeah,
because that's exactly the message you giving out.
Exactly.
I would say sometimes, I guess you could try to do it in some kind of classy or art form way where, you're not necessarily looking like a hoe, which is the message that a lot of people are going to interpret it as, that you basically doing hoe stuff. But, at the same time, if my dime did the BussIt challenge, it would depend. It depends on if it's in good taste, Of course, it's my basic opinion on what's good taste or not. So I'd have to see it, But like you said, I think my wife would actually ask me first if she did it anyway. And if she did do it, she would show me and make sure if it was okay. That's the type of relationship that we have. Now the silhouette challenge, absolutely not. We're not doing that at all because I mean, like people,
red light special.
Exactly. I understand you want to be sexy on your social media. That's cool. You want to, show out an outfit or be cute or whatnot. I understand that. But the silhouette challenge to me is insinuating or trying to attract sexual thoughts, or trying to generate sexual thoughts. And that's the type of shit I can't really, vibe with like that. I just don't want to, have a situation where somebody says something or comments something that is inappropriate, and then I gotta say something or they say something, and then it becomes a thing. So definitely no to the silhouette challenge. Other challenges, it just has to be in good taste. And just for people who don't know, you could just hashtag silhouette challenge or hashtag BussIt challenge, and you'll see girls in a different outfit first, and then the music changes, and then it changes into either a sexy outfit with the BussIt challenge or the silhouette of you naked or almost naked in the silhouette challenge.
Oh,
So
the silhouette challenge, like that, they pretty sure majority of them are naked because of course they got the background and it's kind of like the outline of their body. So if you got a nice body, the curves that you have is kind of what you really are paying attention to, and the red background is just there for show. but like me personally, like you said, man, my wife wouldn't definitely would never even try that, and if she
and I heard
was
people
to.
did can like hack into it too,
Oh
where
yeah, I seen
they
it on
can
World
like
Star.
change, yeah, they can change the red and black where you can see the actual body all together.
Exactly,
So
exactly.
that's
I was
that's
gonna jump into that, and I seen them saying that, and I actually seen it on World Star, and I think it was like someone from Africa, Africa smart people. Yes, he found a way to. He showed you how to kind of decipher it and kind of like show, the woman's body, like 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 she just was recording without no silhouette in the background. But hey, it
yeah,
is what it is, man. That's one of the things when you put certain things on social media, expose yourselves to certain things like that happening. Again, me and you don't need to worry about that shit because of course our wives know better. And not saying that we're controlling like that, it's just like out of respect. You feel
yeah,
me?
exactly.
Like some things are good taste and some things are not.
Right,
That's good taste when it's just me and her. It's bad taste when the world is in outside looking in. So
right. Yeah,
I don't need that.
shout out to Africa. We still in Black History Month, and I want y'all to check out my shirt. Actually, if y'all can
Come a little
see it.
closer, a little closer. I can't see it. Oh, you already
Oh,
noticed,
I'm
Joe.
already I'm already there you go. First black, say Republic at the bottom.
Hmm.
You
You
already know.
already know, man. They
Gotta
don't
connect
like
on
them
that.
Zoes. They don't like what we do out here, man. We basically we're the Colin Kaepernicks for the blacks when it comes to the movement because the
Yeah.
Zoes done taught everybody, yo, we ain't gonna be slaves. You feel what I'm saying? So kind of the reason
You
why
were the
we're
trendsetters in that respect for sure.
exactly. So it's kind of a reason why you see like our country or our parents' country like suffering the way it is because they're doing them the same way they're doing Colin Kaepernick and any other person that ran away from the slave owner and you came back and they set an example for the rest of the slaves not to do the same thing. So shout out to Haiti, shout out to Africa. You feel me? Because the fight ain't never gonna stop. You feel me?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, definitely. One more thing before we get into sports. I mean, I know you were passionate about this week, Wes, with Boosie and his comments
I had to.
about Michael B. Jordan and his girl he's messing with at the moment. What's her name?
Lori Harvey.
Lori Harvey. Okay. Just tell me about it so the people know what we're
So
talking about.
yeah, so Boosie's controversial. I don't think he's controversial. I think he just keep it real, and he's not one of these individuals that's in the industry that gonna bite his tongue because certain markets won't play his music or this, that, and the other. Like he's the underground king. You feel what I'm saying? So he gonna make his money regardless. I mean, you already seen what Instagram did to him, as far as with the freedom of speech and stuff like that. And I understand, the reason why they kind of said that, oh, we're gonna, shut down his page, but I seen other people also doing the same thing. But that's besides the point. Now going back to the question that you were saying, like Boosie, once again, Boosie badass.
Yo,
Name
Boosie
speak for
badass.
itself. You feel what I'm saying? He wind up coming out and keeping it real. Basically, a conversation that me, you, or Chris will be having at the crib, by ourselves. Because of course we work and certain things that come out our mouth, can come back and bite us on the butt. You feel me? On the ass, or however you want to call it. So we probably gonna watch what we actually say a little bit, even though it's uncensored on our sports podcast. But he wound up saying like Lori Harvey. Lori Harvey's been with P. Diddy and numerous celebrities in the industry, like in the last maybe like 9 months. She had like probably like she been with Future, and when you've been with Future, you're all ready for the streets. You know what I'm saying? so I'm just being real for you. So you got Future, you got Diddy, you got other celebrities, real celebrities, not the B line or the C line, A liner celebrities, dating them. And my whole thing is like, dating is just a perfect way of saying that they smashing. You feel what I'm saying? So the audience, the regular civilians like me and yourself, which me and yourself can read between the lines, because we're guys, and guys, when we say we're dating, that means we're smashing. When we're together, yeah, Wes, I'm smashing that dime, boom, 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 boom. When other people are around, yeah, we're dating. You feel what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
if you dated like 8-9 individuals like within the past year, and then you got Michael B. Jordan, you feel me, talking to her, which is cool, dating her, which is cool, because he's dating her just like everyone else. He got backlash because not Diddy, but Boosie said like that was the wrong thing. He's a simp for actually wifing her, because that's how Michael B. Jordan is putting it out. He's not putting it out like, but I kind of understand where Michael B. Jordan is coming from, because like how he gonna say it, you feel me? How he's gonna portray it. But you got the media that says, he dated other individuals and never really put it out in the forefront in the media. So why are you doing it with this individual? Going back to why he got criticized for only dating Caucasians and no black women. So, the backstory behind that is he's probably doing that to, simmer up, like put some water on the flames, with the black women in our culture about him not dating them. But going back to Boosie was keeping it real, because my whole thing is like, yo, Marcus, like,
wait, hold on before you continue. So Michael B. Jordan basically claimed this girl on social media saying that they gonna get married.
Not getting married, but like
he just claimed her.
He's claiming her as and showing when they're out and everything, and other relationships that he had, it was kind of private. He showed them, but they were normally Caucasians. He never dated, well, from what I seen, he never dated a black person in the forefront like Lori Harvey. You know what I'm saying? So I understand where he's coming from, but me personally, I think that he's just smashing, and at the same time, he's getting his face clean with the culture, for criticizing him for not dating a black female, even though the black female is not someone that he should be wifing. It should be someone that he's dating or smashing. You feel me? Because my whole thing is, it makes no sense for like, and Boosie got a point. Boosie, like, why are they praising a woman like that? Like she's the catch. She's not the catch. The catch is like your dime. The catch is like my dime. You feel me? To the point where they have morals, they have ethics, they don't do certain shit. Same like with the silhouette challenge, they wouldn't do that. You feel me? That's something that we would be attracted to. Again, same thing like other celebrities. Yeah, ain't nobody saying that they're not smashing women. You got women throwing it at them all the time. Of course they smashing them. But if you're a female that is sleeping with 8-9 individuals, and you got a reputation for sleeping with these 8-9 individuals, Marcus, I'm gonna look at you like, yo, I'm gonna have a conversation with you, Marcus. I'm gonna be like, yo, Marcus, hey, let me holler at you on the slide real quick. Hey, nigga, smash that? Nah, man, I'm gonna be real with you, man. Chris smashed too. Yeah? Nah. Yeah, and our other homeboy smashed too. Because you gotta understand, when you talking about celebrities, like, there's only a certain percentage of people that got a certain amount of money. And they're gonna party with each other there, so they know each other. They know who's dating. Same like in our lifestyles, who's dating who. Now, of course, we're not in people business like that because we could care less. But it's just kind of like high school. Look at it like high school. Everyone knew who was dating who. Everyone knew who smashed who. So look at it like with celebrities. And if everybody know that she slept with like 7 or 8 dudes, and me, Wes, the A-listed guy that everybody wants, you feel me? Why would I settle for her? it makes any sense. I
I
don't know,
mean,
man.
it is what it is. And tell me about the backlash that Boosie's now getting, I guess, for what he said, or tell me exactly what he said. Kind of summarize that, and then I'll let you know what my take is on it.
He basically said like yo, he's tired of the media putting women like that on a pedestal. You should be giving the man like Michael B. Jordan that pat on the back, basically. You feel what I'm saying? Because he hold himself a certain way. You feel what I'm saying? And you're so basically, and women basically the backlash that he's getting is like, oh, you need to stay out of stay out of her business. Oh, go take care of your kids with your 6 baby mamas, this, that, and the other. But hey, one thing about Boosie take care of his kids. I'll tell you that one thing. You feel me? His kids are always at his house. You feel me? Yeah, he got different baby mamas, same like Mayweather. But look, at the end, and other celebrities, Diddy got multiple baby mamas. Well, so what does that mean? Maybe those baby mamas are crazy. You know what I'm saying? And he had to separate himself. Nobody knows the story behind it. And not just that, but those baby mamas has not said anything negative about him. Right now, they have a great relationship. So, I don't understand the backlash behind that. But of course, it's the Me Too movement right now. You can't say certain things about women in a certain light. You can't say it about people that like the same sex right now. You can't say certain things right now. And again, people like me and you may not say it, but someone like Boosie is going to say what the conversation that we're having at home. You know what I'm saying? So, like, hey, he's basically saying like, she's not the catch. And stop putting women like that on a pedestal that sleeps with multiple men in less than a year. And if it was a guy, they're gonna call him a dog. So what do you call a female that's a dog? I don't want to say it, but you know where I'm
Yeah,
coming from.
we know what we call them. But just to kind of give my take on it, yeah, it's a bad look for Michael B. Jordan. It's just a bad look for you it just makes you look like, where we from, it just makes you look like a duck. You're almost like, I don't want to say you the duck of the week, you know. I don't want to say you the duck of the week, but you got duck tendencies if you're doing stuff like that. As far as putting it out there that you're claiming this person. Now, when it's all said and done, at the same time, you could date who you want. You could, put whatever you want on social media. I mean, if you got a hustle where you dating celebrities and smashing celebrities and they, breaking you off, all power to you. That's not the type of girl that I would want to date, or I would want my son to want to date, or my homeboys to want to date and marry and all of that. But it is what it is. And like you said, people like Boozy are going to call people like that out. If a question is posed to a dude like that, he's going to give you exactly how he feels in the situation. And yeah, like you said, like us, we're on a platform right now. We probably feel certain ways about certain things, but we got to tone down what we say sometimes, because it's 2021. And in a year of today, everything is extra sensitive, and you got to be extra sensitive. And I think what people, especially women, take offense to that is the fact that he said you need to give credit to the man. That part, just that little part in what he said, I think is what people, especially women,
but I don't
take offense.
understand like that. I don't understand what's wrong with that. In certain situations, you give the women credit. In certain situations, you give the man credit. And nobody said that the women get credit every time, because that just doesn't make any sense. If women want to talk about equal rights and equal opportunity, then we should be able to keep it real about a female, and you should be able to keep it real about a man. You feel what I'm saying? And not just that, but you had other women that was on the side of Boosie, and nobody hears those women. Everybody just hear the women that's in opposition. So it is what it is. Now, Lori Harvey is bad, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. She is a little bad one. But that is not the conversation right now. The conversation is, would you be Michael B. Jordan. I wouldn't. I may be Michael B. Jordan, but I'm just smashing that, hit it, smashing dash, hit it or quit it. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? And call it a day. But I'm not gonna see. But I want to say I wouldn't do what he's doing. But again, sometimes, well, in the celebrity eyes, that's probably what you got to do. Because remember, he's an actor too. So he may be acting right now just to get the bubba. You feel what I'm saying? So I do not know. You feel what I'm saying?
I wouldn't put it past him. He's a really good all damn near all the movies. He was great in Friday Night Lights. I just want to say, great show. If you've never seen it, it's a great show. See that? I mean, that's when he started like when he was younger. So he's very talented, and he could be. This could be all just just a play to tap into a certain market.
Okay.
You never know. You never know.
Maybe.
But that's what it is on that. But shout out to the Florida Panthers, man.
You already know.
The Florida Panthers are in first place right now. Our hockey team, our hometown hockey team. The great thing I do want to say and point out is that they played the Stanley Cup champions, Tampa Bay Lightning, three games in a row, and they won 2 out of those 3 games.
You feel me?
So that means, hey, this team could actually finally win a hockey championship. That's something to watch down the line, just in case there's nothing else to watch. I know not everybody's into hockey like that, but that's something to watch just for the Miami sports fan, because they ain't been to the finals since the 90s, like the late 90s.
Yeah, well, I was in the 5th grade.
No, like the late 90s. I think we was in high school.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we was in high school. It was John Van Beesbrook who was the goalie, and when they used to throw the rats on the ice, which they still do. They do that at the end of the game, though. You can't do it after every goal like they used to. So that is definitely something to watch. So we'll see what the Panthers do this season.
I think they're gonna be doing good, man. Like I seen some highlights, and like we were saying before, like a few podcasts before, like I wanted to go to a Panthers game. You feel me? And you was like, shit, Wes, you just make sure that you dress appropriately because it's cold as hell in there. You feel me? But I seen the highlights, and I kind of been, I follow the Panthers also on social media and stuff like that. So from time to time, I always seen, they won. I didn't know exactly when the season started or how far along they were in the season, but I'm like, damn, I'm constantly getting notification that they won. So it's a good thing when I see the Panthers win or any Miami sports team win. But the highlights, highlights was on ESPN. That's how you know that we're finally there. You feel me? I think I finally could get jiggy with this shit. You feel me? So I think that the Panthers, with Huberto, he basically did like something like, I was like, well, it looked cool, but for other people that normally be in that normally knows hockey, was like that was a spectacular play. See, I didn't know what I was actually looking at.
I think it was like a breakaway, and he
exactly. You feel me? And I'm not sure if that what won the game or what tied the game.
It won the game. It was in overtime, and it was
which make it even better. You already know the NBA talk about clutch shots. The NFL talk about game-winning drives, and to go ahead and pull something off like that, and me, seeing like the highlights, and I'm like, oh, okay, and we winning. That was a good thing. And if we could go ahead and continue winning like that, you feel me? I think I will finally make my way on to one of those games. Why? Because I know that they have a certain population that's going to be in there because of COVID. So I don't need to be worrying about everybody up on me, and, kind of do something different. We started the podcast during this pandemic, and why not start a little something different, in sports, tickets probably a little cheaper, and that's something where, try something new,
Yeah, absolutely. And the Panthers, Black History Month, they do have a Black general manager. I just want to point that out.
Why not?
They hired their head coach who used to win championships for Chicago, for the Chicago Blackhawks. So they seem like they've been trending in the right direction for a while. So watch out for the Panthers.
We're gonna be that city
this season.
Every Miami sports team is trending up. The Panthers trending up. The Marlins, We thought that what he did, getting rid of all those contracts was a horrible thing, and they wind up making playoffs, for the first time in years. The Miami Heat went to the NBA Finals against the Los Angeles Lakers, and unfortunately could have won but lost, but showed that there was a lot of grit in us. So I could see Miami, being that city where it was like kind of like Boston Red Sox won, then the New England Patriots win, and then I forgot the third team, but it was one of those cities where every major sports team actually won. I think we're aiming in that direction.
Yeah. We're
Sounds
aiming
kind of
in
good.
that direction. I think it was Boston. They actually won a championship every sport. I think it was '09 or something like that.
Yes,
I
Boston
think we won
Celtics,
everything.
New England Patriots, and the Red Sox. That's the three
Yeah,
teams. Yes.
and the Bruins too. The hockey team, they won
See,
too.
see, come
Um,
on.
so Anthony Duclair is their black player, by the way, on the team. Anthony Duclair, shout out to Anthony Duclair. It's Black History Month, so I just want to shout him out. So speaking of black players, though, we got Jalen Hurts now, who basically is being given the reins over there at Philly.
Why
Black
not?
player, black quarterback. It seems like it's been in the year of the black quarterback when you talk about Patrick Mahomes, when you talk about Deshaun Watson, and Jalen Hurts, rookie, came out of Alabama, originally transferred to Oklahoma, played very well, known as a running quarterback, but really showed that he can throw the ball. He was given the reins this week because they decided to let go of their franchise quarterback, Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz traded to the Indianapolis Colts after Philip Rivers decided to call it a career and retire. So they obviously needed a quarterback to kind of fill in that slot. I think Carson Wentz is a bust. I mean, I wanted to bring all this up just to kind of confirm that Carson Wentz is a bust. If he has a chance to revitalize his career um, in Indianapolis, but I don't really see it happen. I think he's just an average quarterback, drafted too high, and if you can't, um, you know, either stay healthy because we already know the best ability is availability, and those 2 seasons that he was good, he got hurt, couldn't finish them, and then last year he was pretty much garbage all year, and now you're trying to salvage your career at in Indianapolis, albeit Frank Reich, former quarterback for the Buffalo Bills, he led that great quarterback, a great comeback. To this day, is still the best quarter comeback in playoff history against the Oilers back in the day. They were down 35-3. He was the quarterback, led them back when Jim Kelly was hurt. He's the head coach at the Indianapolis Colts. So maybe he can, you know, mold him to a great quarterback, but I don't see it.
See it. To be honest with you, that's why I got to disagree with you on that one. I do think that it was the right move for both parties. You had Doug Peterson and the quarterback, that the quarterback and the head coach need to mesh. They need to like each other. If they don't, then, it's downhill from there. Rumors has it is that the coach, Doug Peterson, and Carson Wentz wasn't talking for 10 weeks last season. So yeah, I'm not sure if it's 10 weeks or 10 months. You feel me? Hopefully it's not 10 months and it was just 10 weeks, but it just shows that relationship was fractured. You feel me? Like, not just that, but it didn't make sense for him staying there anyway, because like you had another quarterback that won him the Super Bowl, got a trophy, not a trophy, but a statue outside of the stadium. Like every time you walk into that stadium, that it's not your stadium, also, I think it's going to be a better fit because I think that the former offensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles, I think, is in Indianapolis right now. I think I heard some rumors of that, and that's why it would have been the best fit. If that is right, then I think that it would be a good thing. And I'm talking about offensive coordinator when Carson Wentz was actually doing good. Now, as far as the team, you got a well balanced team. We were talking about the Indianapolis Colts last couple of podcasts when they were in the playoffs. We were like, they've got a perfect defense. The O line and the wide receivers are doing their thing. No big major names, but they just keep winning games. You feel me? So the only thing that was a negative was Phillip Rivers, because he do have a tendency of throwing picks. So I think it was kind of time for him to retire. You know what I'm saying? Retire with your head up. Make a playoff game, and not just that, you're retiring the same year that Tom Brady won the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? So it's not that fucking bad. But regardless of the fact, you got the Philadelphia Eagles and Jalen Hurts. I think Jalen Hurts can do some good things in Philly, but I think that Carson Wentz is going to wind up having a better career in Indianapolis. Why? Because he has a better overall team. You got a team right now that is rebuilding right now. They need to find a new head coach. They don't have nothing on offense. Kind of look like the New England Patriots before Tom Brady wind up leaving. The defense is decimated. And not just that, but everybody's always injured. Kind of one of the reasons why they couldn't protect none of their quarterbacks. You feel what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Hopefully both of them wind up landing on their feet. Of course, we know what happened, but Jalen Hurts, remember what Marcus stated, availability is the best ability. And you're dealing with a team that is rebuilding. You're dealing with a team that the O-line is decimated and still injured, So let's see if you're gonna go ahead and stay upright, because you did look good when you ran. You know what I'm saying? And you ran because, again, the O-line was decimated. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully, both teams actually do something good. But hey, it is what it is, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's gonna be interesting to watch, like who ends up having a better career. I'm not saying Jalen Hurts is, a world beater at all. It's still kind of wait and see. He's only had half a season. Vince Young had a great half a season too. And where is he? He's considered a bust too. So I'm still on wait and see on Jalen Hurts, but more so, I just don't believe in Carson Wentz. I mean, yeah, he is going into a better situation, but I'm not buying it yet. To me, he's just an average quarterback, just like Jared Goff, who just got traded to Detroit. I feel like Jared Goff is an average quarterback, and he left sunny California to go to Detroit. Sucks for him, straight up, because nobody wants to go to Detroit. I don't know anybody in their right mind that says, "Hey, I want a vacation in Detroit." No, that doesn't happen at all. It's too cold. There's no real attractions in Detroit unless you're gonna go to General Motors and check out the cars over there in the factory. It's like, I mean, I just feel bad for Jared Goff, because I think he's really gonna get exposed this season, because Sean McVay was controlling him, and he basically made the decision with this trade to say, like, you know what, I can't control this guy enough for us to win a championship. He actually got them to the Super Bowl a couple years ago. So it's a little odd that after a couple years away from getting to the Super Bowl, you let go of your franchise quarterback, because let's not forget, he was drafted #1 overall. Jared Goff was, and now he's in Detroit. So his career, to me, I think is gonna just dwindle away, and he's gonna end up being a bust as well. Now, yes. Matt Stafford, on the flip side, I feel happy for him, because I like Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford is one of those players that, he will play on one leg and give you all he got. He's got a bunch of fourth quarter comebacks on his resume because his defense couldn't hold the lead. So you put him in that offense with McVay, and that defense is pretty solid with Peters and, of course, Aaron Donald and
Jalen Ramsey, yes.
I mean, you got some ballers over there, so I think they're a really good contender. And what's interesting enough, though, is that Matthew Stafford said he would like to be traded to any team but the Patriots.
The evil empire.
He came out and said that. I was like, wow, that's pretty bold to that not only was just a big statement for him, but that says a lot about that franchise, that you've got an established quarterback, I would say top 10 quarterback in the league, that just flat out said, hey, this is his last chance, real chance to, I think, win a Super Bowl. And he said, anybody but the Patriots. So, damn, that says a lot about that evil
Yeah,
empire.
definitely. That definitely speak volumes. And I hope other quarterbacks, when requesting trades, say the same exact thing, because all that talking the way you want to talk to grown men, and feeling that is all good, like that's kind of why Nick Saban went back to Alabama, because I heard Jason Taylor was about to whoop his ass, and Zach Thomas about to whoop his ass also, because the way he actually was talking to him. So when it comes to the evil empire, yes, shout out to Matthew Stafford for letting the world know, not just telling your agent, but letting the world know you did not want to go to the New England Patriots and fall victim to what Cam Newton fell victim to. You feel me? Because look, all of that negative publicity went to Cam Newton, deflected off of Bill Belichick. So there's no other scapegoat. I'm not going to be the scapegoat, is what Matthew Stafford is actually saying. But yeah, definitely
Right.
love the trade. Jared Goff, was trash. You feel me? Like it kind of was like Josh Rosen and the Arizona Cardinals. We drafted this quarterback high. Not the first pick, but we drafted him high. And, he's not what we thought he was. Whoever was actually scouting him, I'm pretty sure they're out of a job right now. But, Jared Goff is trash. Every time, if he don't go out, if he don't scramble out of the pocket, he's not going to do anything. And you need to be a pocket quarterback. You need to know how to pass the ball when you need to pass the ball. He overthrow things. He's not accurate. At times, again, because when you win, people forget the mistakes. And they was doing a lot of winning with that defense, but they should have been doing a lot more winning with that defense. And if they had a better quarterback, he kind of was like holding the ass back. But going back to Matthew Stafford, quarterback with finally got out of Detroit. I always used to pick him, in Madden. If I was, I wanted to play with Megatron. Don't blame me. You feel what I'm saying? Throw it up, game winning drives in Madden, in real life, in the NFL. He has it. Like you said, it don't matter if he's injured, he's gonna play. We do know he had some back problems, and unfortunately, his wife is going through some medical issues, but he still wind up doing his thing when he get on the field. You know what I'm saying? For somebody to be going do certain things personally with the person that they love, their significant other.
You said
still,
what kind of problems did she have?
I think she had like cancer and she was almost gonna die or something like that. You feel me? Something like that, going through chemo or something. I'm not sure. Regardless of the fact, just the plain fact that to be wake up and know it's uncertain that you're gonna, your significant other's probably not gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? So that, and have to focus on the game. I wouldn't even much be thinking about the game. I would have been like, but of course, you need to play to pay the bills, especially her medical bills if she has some. But yeah, Matthew Stafford, accurate quarterback. He got a big arm. He just has it. And unfortunately, he was on a bad team for majority of his career. Kind of one thing that Deshaun Watson is asking, like, hell nah, I'm not gonna be on the Texans, the Detroit Lion of Texas. I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? I need a trade. And that was the dumbest thing that they could have done. Out of all teams, you trade him to that team. You know what I'm saying? Like Jared Goff. Like
if I was Goof, I would be mad right now, because man, y'all drafted me. All I know is LA, and he's from California. He went to school at California, Berkeley. So I'm not sure if he's from California. He probably is. So he probably's been living in California for the majority of his life, and then now they're gonna send him over to Detroit.
Yeah,
Oh man, like
I know.
that's a slap in the face. And I wish him all the best, but I ain't gonna bet no money on no games with Goff at quarterback.
Oh
You know,
hell no. That team goes back to being like the garbage team that we know they are. You feel
yeah,
me?
because they've had great players. They've had
Yes,
Megatron that you mentioned. They've had Barry Sanders, which so you can argue that they had one of the best receivers, if not top three of all
they had
time.
Ebron, the tight end. Yeah, big tight
Yeah,
end,
and then Barry
Eric Ebron.
Sanders, who is my favorite running back of all time.
He
And
retired because of them.
exactly, because they couldn't put
Like,
no talent around him. They refused. I mean, he had players like Scott Mitchell. Scott Mitchell was our backup quarterback. Scott Mitchell was the Dolphins' backup quarterback, and they went and hired Scott Mitchell as their starting quarterback. I mean, he was decent. I remember that one year that Dan Marino got hurt. Scott Mitchell, he played out the year, and I think they ended up making the playoffs at least. So they were like, okay. But but the same thing happened to Matt Castle. Matt Castle replaced Brady one year that he got hurt, and then he got a big contract and went to another team and was garbage. So I mean, it's just a sad situation. But yeah, that's all I could say about Goof, and hopefully he can turn his name to good or something better than Goof. Because right now he's goofing in Detroit, and he's saying goodbye to Disneyland in LA and NFL Park.
hey,
So, but
that's
but
what it is.
anyways,
Want to
so
transition to something else?
yeah, I wanted to talk about like because obviously with COVID, there's three there's three or four divisions in college football, and the lower divisions decided to not play at all in the fall. So this spring they are going to be playing. They started actually last weekend. There was a game, so this weekend is kind of the full season starting in the spring. And I think this is something that should always happen every year because ain't nobody watching lower division football while higher division football is going on. So it's a great chance to see those type of teams. And these teams include HBCUs. So we are going to finally see Deion Sanders and Jackson State in these next upcoming Saturdays and see really the talent that they got. So they get a platform in the spring where people are thirsty for football. The HBCUs can get a chance to really get some eyeballs on their games, which you don't ever see, during the season because you're too busy watching Alabama and Miami play, so there's no chance for viewers to really see HBCUs play. So I feel like although they're doing this because of COVID, I feel like this is something that should happen every year. And then the other thing too is like, oh, but what about when the big name school plays the small school? Because a lot of the budget for these small schools depends on if a big school plays them. So if a small school plays a big school, like for example, so if FAMU plays UM pays FAM to
To
play
get
them.
their ass whooped.
Yeah, to get their ass whooped, but they get paid though. They get paid a good amount of money, hundreds of thousands of dollars just to play the game. And those type of teams, they depend on that budget for all their athletics.
See, but think about it. Like,
So you can
it,
still play the game in the spring. I just want to say you can still play that game in the spring because you'll have the big team who plays spring football anyway. They usually play it against each other. They'll have a spring game. You know what I'm saying? So why don't you just have a spring game against like an HBCU? It'll be like a practice game anyway for you as a big school. And then like the small school gets to be on that platform. They'll get, a Saturday where you're not watching anything else. And it's just a great opportunity for both sides. And I think that's something that needs to be changed just to raise up, especially the HBCU type of school that needs that viewership.
yeah, I agree. I really do think that would be I mean, if they wind up doing it permanently, that would be a great thing for college sports. But I really think that being able to watch Deion Sanders in certain schools that I would never even be able to watch, just because these big schools are taking over the television. I mean, I'm just being real. UM is coming on. I could care less who else is playing. You feel
Right.
me?
Exactly.
So I agree with that also. But um, I really don't have anything negative to say. All the points that you wind up saying is it's like I have nothing to rebuttal them, you know.
Yeah.
And of course, we always love football. So me, if I could watch football right now when there's no NFL going on, when there's not too much sports playing, um, besides on basketball and hockey,
Right. Right.
I'll
Exactly.
go ahead and embrace that,
Yeah.
with
And to be
open
honest, I'm
arms.
I'm not a huge I mean, I'm a big basketball fan, but like I'm probably not gonna watch a game between, like, let's say the Pistons and the Kings or something like that.
Me
I'm
neither.
not gonna watch that. I'm only gonna watch very, very big high profile games, if that, and the Heat games.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what I watch. And even with Heat games, I'll probably tune in second half, because with basketball, there's really just a back and forth, scoring back and forth. You may miss a nice dunk or alley oop, but you're gonna see the replay anyway. But the game is not really decided until the fourth quarter. It's not like a football game where a team could like blow a team out in the second quarter. If you tune in at third quarter, you probably missed the whole game. Like, and it's just not. I'd rather watch football is basically what I'm saying. I'd rather watch football, so I think it's a really great opportunity. I mean, COVID, although it's a crazy pandemic and it's a crazy year, and a lot of things change forever. This thing has changed our lives forever. And I think it made us realize, though, that we could do things a lot simpler, or things could work better differently. I think a lot of businesses realize, hey, I don't have to have my employee come into my office all the time if they're productive at home. Offer that as an incentive. I think that's something that a lot of companies now realize that they should have been doing. And this spring football is something that they should have been doing, for a long time. So hopefully that continues.
Okay.
um, so as far as the other news that came up this week is Draymond Green, came out, because you
Great
kind of
day.
touched on Deshaun Watson earlier, and how he's basically kind of trying to force his way out of Houston because they're a dysfunctional franchise. And he got some flack for that. And Draymond Green, and hopefully we can get the soundbite of Draymond Green and what he basically said. But just to kind of give you an overview, Andre Drummond, who is a good player, is in talks to be traded. He plays for the Cleveland Cavaliers. So they're talking about trading him. So rather than play him, they sat him. You know,
See, but they made him practice, dress, and right before going out on the court, they said, no, we're not going to play you because we're thinking about trading you. So
right?
Draymond Green's whole thing is like, that is messed up how they doing that. And how you think the players feel. The players have emotions, but then you don't want to players to you want the media to ask them questions, and then you want to go ahead and want them not to give real answers. You're basically going trying to find them for certain things like that. So he's saying it's not fair that not just that, he also gave another story about how you had another NBA player. I don't think it was Draymond that said it, but another player, he wound up saying like he found out that he was traded when he made it home. When he got home into his drive, when he was making it on his way home to his driveway, he had like 12 reporters in front of his house. He like, man, what the hell going on? Like he was concerned about his family, like something actually happened, and that's how he found out he got traded. Like he
Yeah,
just left playing a game with them, came home, see the media in front of his house, concerned about his family, and then to find out that he was traded then. So, going back to what Draymond was saying, like Draymond's like, it's not fair that the league, not just the league, but the teams can go ahead and just trade them like that and not even have the common decency to make a phone call to them and just let them know that this is happening so they can know how to actually answer certain questions or move or this, that, and the other. So,
yeah. I mean, this whole thing is kind of an ongoing debate, because the owners, general managers, they got all the power. because they're basically the bosses. They're the managers. It's just like me and you at our jobs. We're very valuable employees, obviously. If they don't have us, certain things can't move. They don't make money if they don't have us as employees. And especially in stuff like the NBA or sports, you ain't got no athletes, you have no product. You can't sell ads, you can't sell tickets, you can't sell merchandise. So the value of the player is so high and shouldn't be understated. So when you try to take away their power when they have all this power to generate so much money, it feels like a double standard. Like, yo, I'm making you all this money, yet you are hindering what I can do or what my opinion is on where I should be for my best situation for my family and just for me and my career. So at the same time, as a business, I understand it because it's a business. Like, I need to protect my assets because I don't want you out there on the court. You sprain your ankle, all of a sudden the value goes down and I couldn't trade you. So I understand it from that point, but I more so understand it from a player's perspective. You can't hinder me for what I want to do with my career because I don't feel like I'm in a good situation. James Harden basically forced his way out of Houston. From what I heard, Matthew Stafford kind of forced his way out of Detroit. Deshaun Watson is trying to do the same thing. I don't think there's any problem at all with a player wanting to make the most money that they can because this is America, man. This is America, and you have to make as much money as you can for the time frame that you have to do it. Because with basketball, especially football, these contact sports, you all this wear and tear in your body, you can't do this forever unless you're Tom Brady or LeBron, who or Adrian Peterson or Frank Gore, where these guys are like mutants. I don't understand like how they're still doing it. Like what kind? They got adamantium in their bodies or something because like how in the world? Like it still boggles my mind that Frank Gore and players like Adrian Peterson, who went through major knee surgeries, are still out there playing. Tom Brady's still out there. LeBron's still playing at a very high level. I mean, which is 1 in a million, man. I mean, like there's only 1 in a million of those type of players. Most players, they're in the league, especially football, 5 years, 6 years, something like that. NBA, is probably a little bit longer, maybe 7, 8 years. It's kind of like your average career. So for you to tell a player that they can't, move around to another team or just, they're in that last few seasons, they feel like this is the best situation for them to win the championship and try to hinder that, it's something that's just, I think is un-American.
Yeah, but my whole thing is like people learn from Tom Brady, to be honest with you. I mean, Tom Brady didn't force himself out, but he clearly went to a team that he chose, and then he won a Super Bowl. Like,
Yeah.
what else can you say? Like, Peyton Manning did the same thing. They're
Yeah.
basically saying, why do we have to wait until we're old before we demand these trades or demand the team that we want to go to? Or so basically, y'all want to use us up and all our talent and all our youth, and then when you're done with us, you can throw us away. And then, if we wind up landing on our feet, we do. If we don't, we don't. It don't matter. We paid you, so you should be happy for the money that you made.
Right.
That's kind of what they be saying majority of the time.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the bad taste that it gives me in my mouth. Like what the, like really, I should just shut up and dribble. I should just, just do my job. I mean, come on, man. Like, this is America, and I want to do, what I want to do when I want to do it.
Now, when it comes,
I am valuable to your franchise, and I'm helping you make money, so I should have some say in it.
oh yeah, exactly, and like you can force say in it, in like what LeBron been doing for the longest, no trade clause, or player option to opt out, or that's what that's what Deshaun Watson has right now, a no trade clause. So even even though that they say that they're not trading him, he already clearly said that he don't want to be a part of this team. You know, I don't think you can fix a relationship like that. He went in public and said it. It is what it is. It's just like, you know, it's going to be precedence, you know, because, you know, of course, you know, they don't want certain things to happen because everybody else going to follow suit. You know what I'm saying? So you had other people requested trades, but never the quarterback. And that's the precedence that's going to actually be set right now. You know, of course, yeah, you know, you could say Matthew Stafford just requested trade also, but he's in the later part of his career. You know, Deshaun Watson is in his prime, you know. So it is what it is. We'll see how it wind up panning out. Hopefully, you know, the Miami Dolphins are successful in anything that happens in the offseason right now in regards to Deshaun. But it is what it is. We'll see what happens, like I said. And
so some players that are in their prime are Jamal Murray, Joel Embiid. Yes. They were acting a fool this week, dropping 50. You know, and I mean, these are the type of players that are kind of the next generation in the NBA. And to just transition to the Heat, man, real quick. I feel like we need one of these players. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, I mean, I don't know about you, Wes, but I've been down watching some of these games. Like that Golden State game ripped my heart out. Now the one before that, I forgot what team it was, but it just ripped my heart out. Like, because we're better than these teams, and we letting these teams come back on us because, you know, Jimmy Butler's missing a couple of shots. We don't have Goran. If we had Goran, I think we would win these games because
we're not healthy.
He gives you those clutch buckets when you need them.
Yeah.
But right now, I feel like, yo, we need a Bradley Beal, or we need a Jamal Murray, or we need a Joel Embiid or something like that. Just to
I feel you
in the playoff contention.
I feel you, but I don't feel you.
The playoffs.
I feel you, but I don't feel you because we'll have to give up too much to get these players, and that is not happening. You know, like we saved everything for Giannis. He wind up staying with his team, but we have Adebayo. I still would have paid him all that money though. But you know, I told you in the podcast, you know, if he can wind up getting a accurate, consistent shot, then he's just as good as Giannis. So, and it looks like he's getting a little consistent with that shot. You know, him and Jimmy Butler had triple doubles the other night. Also, Jimmy Butler 3 triple doubles the last few games. But yeah, going back to, you know, Murray and Embiid, you know, like both had historic career nights. You know, I think Murray was against the Cleveland Cavaliers, and I think Embiid was against the Chicago Bulls. You know, so you know, I'm looking at that. Yeah, it's good that they got them career nights, but you're talking about 2 franchises right now that are on the bottom end of the NBA. So, you know, if you're a talented team, of course you should be able to score 50 on them. The only difference is, I think, let me see, it said Murray shot 21 of 25, so he was 84% on field goals. You know, so basically he was 8 for 10 on 3-point attempts, 8 for 10 in the 3 points, you know, and you know, that was the second highest scoring percentage in a 50-point performance since Will Chamberlain shot that back in 1967. You know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, and last thing, he did it without even having any free throws. So he did everything without getting free throws. You know, normally when
Murray didn't have a free throw in the game?
He didn't have a free throw in the game.
Wow. Damn, dog. Like, that's, you know me, I love stats, man. And like, wow, that's a stat for you, man. With
definitely. No throws. Like, come on, you know, like, I'm gonna be real with you. Like, Wade, he normally got free throws. Jimmy Butler, free throws. Yeah, LeBron, free throws. Exactly. Kobe, free throw. Jordan, free throws. This guy got 50 with just shooting 3s and 2s. Like, yo, like that is a beast right there. I wonder what Shaq's gonna say against him. They should go ahead and interview him like you did Mitchell. Let's see what you're gonna say about that 50-point game.
That's the type of zone I want to be in every day. Every day I want to be in that zone where I'm hitting 84% of my shots. I don't even miss the free throw line, dropping 50 on. Wow, that's crazy. And then Embiid also drops to 50. First 50 points since Moses Malone and Wilt Chamberlain. And he said Embiid is now the first Sixers player to score 50 since Iverson in 05. Okay. And then the first 7-footer to score 50 since Dirk. You know, talk about Dirk. Hall of Fame players, obviously first ballot Hall of Fame players. When you talk about Iverson, Nowitzki, Chamberlain, Moses Malone, these are Hall of Fame first ballot, players. So, which would leads me to ask, are we talking about these players in the Hall of Fame type of thing, or or do they have to add? They have to add some rings, of course.
Of course,
to solidify their careers. But as of right now, I mean, like Jamal Murray, Embiid, Donovan Mitchell, like you mentioned, these Luka, these are kind of the new wave of players in the NBA. Embiid's been in the league for longer than those other guys I mentioned.
But he haven't played all those years because he was, sat first few years because of his foot.
Right, exactly. So, watch out for them. I would love to see them in any of one of them players in a Heat uniform. Bradley Beal has been acting a fool this season, and they also did announce that the All-Star game is happening March 7th, by the way. So that is going to happen, which I'm glad to see as a fan. I would probably be mad to see if I was a player, because whatever, it's just an exhibition game. Although the winner does get monetary, incentives if they win. So they did announce the players. Did you see that they announced the starting 5 for each?
Yeah, I heard that they snubbed Dame Dollar. You feel me? Gave it to what's that other dude from the Mavericks? The one that Chris brother loves.
Doncic, yeah, Luka.
Yeah, Doncic. They gave it to Doncic, and I'm like, I mean, I haven't really seen Doncic this year, but I've been hearing a lot more about Dame Dollar, with the clutch, sending people home, like game winners, like bye, and calling it. And he's been doing it the last few years and still not getting no credit. You feel what I'm saying? Notice that Shaq stopped talking shit about him. You feel me? After Dame Dollar dismantled him on his raps. You feel what I'm saying? Like, Shaq, come on, this is not Shaq food. Calm down again. You feel me? But yeah, but that's all I've seen. I don't know who else they have as a starting lineup.
All right, so they got Steph Curry, they got Doncic, they got LeBron, Nikolai Jokic, who's been a baller. I'm glad to see he's getting his credibility. This is actually his third time being an All-Star. I think this is the first time starter. And then Kawhi Leonard is the West, which I agree with all of them. Like, I love Dame. Dame and Curry to me are my favorite players outside of Heat players that are in this league right now. Just because their shooting ability is nice to watch. Now in the East, hold up. In the East, we got Kevin Durant.
Okay.
We got Kevin Durant. We got Giannis. We got Bradley Beal, Kyrie, and Embiid.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's a pretty strong squad, too. Bradley Beal definitely deserves it. He's been dropping crazy buckets this season. I think Giannis is getting in just because he's Giannis. And Durant has actually been playing well. Kyrie hasn't even played a lot of this season. That's the one kind of questionable one. But since he's Kyrie, I guess it's okay. And then Embiid definitely deserves to be the starter.
Yeah,
It's
who be making these picks? Like, is it the players or is it the fans?
I think it's I think it's both media and fans, like a combination.
Like,
Uh,
they need to take that out. Just have like the fans don't know what the hell they want. You feel me?
yeah,
Like they need to just have it as the players, and possibly the media. 40% media, 60% players. Like basically the media could give their suggestions, but ultimately the players is the one that have the final decisions who really actually makes it and who don't make it because like it just don't be making no sense sometimes. You feel what I'm saying?
yeah, I agree. I totally agree. But hey, tonight we got the Heat and the Lakers, man. We got the NBA Finals
Oh, wait,
rematch.
wait. Before you talk about that, you don't want to talk about the loss that LeBron had?
Yeah, yeah, we got transition all
Oh,
of
okay,
that.
okay,
But,
okay. I'm like,
but
what?
I didn't see the game. I personally didn't see the game. I saw the score or whatever. But yeah, I mean, Anthony Davis is out, you
Yeah,
know, which is a big loss, you know. The only reason why the Lakers won a championship is yeah, partially LeBron, gotta give him his credit, whatever. But without AD, the Heat is winning their, fourth championship, you know? So LeBron without AD is kind of like
peanut
Cleveland.
butter without jelly.
It's kind of like Cleveland before he started winning, like before he came to the Heat. Like it's just, it's like him and a bunch of guys, older guys mostly. But you don't really have another superstar outside of AD on that Lakers team that can really take over a game. So, so yeah, I mean, they ended up losing to the Nets. Everybody is on the Nets bandwagon right now.
Not
I
me.
mean, for good reason, I guess, because of Kevin Durant and Kyrie and James Harden
They
on
never
that
play
team.
together.
But, I don't know. I don't really know who's playing defense, or who is going to guard that fourth player. I I just don't see I don't see the Nets making it all the way. I mean, they might prove me wrong, but I just don't see them making it all the way. But what was evident to me is that the Lakers are average without AD. And we'll see what happens tonight. I mean, the Heat been struggling. The Heat have been struggling. They didn't win their last game against the Kings. But they are struggling for the most part. They can't close out games. They look great for like the first three quarters, and then that fourth quarter comes. It's like you can't buy a bucket, you know. Like Tyler Hero will start missing shots. Jimmy Butler will start missing shots. Adebayo, becomes offensively inept, at times. He can't even make a layup sometimes. He's so close to the basket, he can't put it in. I don't know if it's nerves or what it is, but we missing Goran, man. You realize how important Goran is. And when Goran was playing, all the rest, like a lot of the other players weren't playing. Like Jimmy Butler wasn't playing, Tyler Hero wasn't playing. So I think the combination of Goran, Bam, and Jimmy, when have we even seen that all season?
We
We
haven't. But the
yeah,
first few games.
maybe the first few games or something like that. But though that's our big three, you know. And when we don't have that big three together, we can be beat, and we've been beat a lot. I mean, like that Golden State game, Steph Curry had probably the worst game of his career, and
He was
still
like 5 for 20 3 point.
yeah, and still somehow he hit the game-winning shot that had kind of put it away after it went into overtime. It should have never even went to overtime. It was just ridiculous. But yeah, that they need a closer bad, and I don't know if I don't know what's gonna happen tonight, just because the Heat just been so inconsistent, and you don't know what kind of lineup we gonna get tonight. But it's gonna be interesting game to watch to see if we could pull it out against a AD-less Lakers team.
Well, me personally, I think that the Miami Heat are going to actually win. You feel what I'm saying? And um, I agree with all the points you make. You feel me? We definitely need Goran Dragic. You feel me? We said that a long time ago. Like it's just basically like you seen how we were in the NBA Finals without our guy. And that's just, like we didn't get to our normal selves until like game 3 or game 4.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And when he did come back, it messed up the chemistry.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And he wasn't 100% either.
Yeah, and he wasn't 100%. But again, right now, I do think that the Miami Heat are, I don't think it's a statement game, but I still remember that they know that. They remember just like I remember. LeBron with the cigar, LeBron, doing whatever he's doing, walking off the court, you know what I mean? Like certain things. So this game is gonna be a victory for the Miami Heat. Again, I think like you said, like the Lakers are the Cleveland Cavaliers, without AD. Yeah. So there's no AD. LeBron, you're gonna get yours. It's cool, but everyone else gonna find a way to lose the game for you, LeBron. Not help you win the game, but help you lose the game. Because right now you're still trying to figure it out right now with this team because your guy, your Robin to your Batman, he's not there. And he's not gonna be there for a while. I think he's gone for like a month and a half. I hear that the injury is kind of like KD's injury before he actually tore his Achilles. So they're really, really precautious about that, not just this season, but for future seasons, because everybody know like with Achilles, like it's kind of hard to come back. Yeah, we got this technology, but everybody don't heal the same, right. And everybody don't come back the same. We seen Kobe come back from it. We seen Dan Marino not coming back from it without the technology. Again, you had a few other players that had Achilles injuries, but from what I seen, they weren't the same.
Dominique Wilkins was one of those guys who, like, he was great, and then he tore his Achilles, and he was never the same.
Never the same. So we'll see with AD. Hopefully, he do come back because I don't hate AD like I hate LeBron. You know what I'm saying? I do actually want him to have a successful career, and I don't want him to be like, okay, a one-hit wonder where he only got a ring with LeBron. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want that to be part of his legacy, But hey, it is what it is. I think we're gonna win today. I don't think I'm gonna stay up for the whole damn game because I know it's probably gonna be a later game. I think we're out west, and the last few games been starting at 10 o'clock. So by the time it been like 11:30, I already done grubbed, already showered. I'm in the room, I'm in the bed watching it. Wifey already knocked out. You feel what I'm saying? Because like you said, the Heat hasn't been winning, so no point for her to stay up. She's like, man, you tell me what happened yesterday.
That's the worst part about it. It's like staying up for these games and then you just go to sleep mad. Like,
yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Like, I'm losing sleep over this. At least, win and make you feel happy. But like, damn, they lose the games. And the way that they lose them, just like in the final second where they just, I don't know. I feel like Spoelstra hasn't figured out what lineup to go in the fourth quarter. I feel like Iguodala and needs to probably be in that last five, just because he usually makes smart decisions. He plays great defense still, and he can hit the three if he's open. Duncan Robinson, I'd rather play Iguodala than Duncan Robinson in the final like 5 minutes of the game. Yeah,
because Duncan Robinson, he plays no defense.
Right, he plays no.
He's an automatic foul.
Yeah, and his shot has been very inconsistent this year. I'm not sure if just people are just are ready for him, or they know what kind of great player he is now, and that they're ready for his shot coming off the screens. But he has not. He had a couple of games this season, but for the most part, he hasn't been what he was last season. So,
man. One of our screws are loose right now. That's with Dragic, and that's kind of exposing other weaknesses that we probably would not be exposing right now so early in the season. Normally, people figure us out in the playoffs, playing us back to back to back to back. Right now it's just like Dragic is not there. He normally handles the ball for us. He brings it up court. He normally he gives the best alleys for the Miami Heat. When he give alley oops, he gives the best ones.
Yeah.
So again, I'm not worried about it. It's early in the season right now. I think we're 12-17. Still, we're not too far back. I think the season is a little shorter. The East, you have a few teams that kind of worry you, but they don't, because again, like I told you, Brooklyn, you got Kyrie, that's you don't know what he's thinking and or if he's going to be healthy. You got Kevin Durant, they're doing management with him right now. He's still not the Kevin Durant of old, because that Kevin Durant plays more minutes, and is a little bit more consistent with his shot. You got James Harden, he lost a little bit of that weight that he came in with, so yeah, good thing with forcing yourself out. But yeah, he's a nobody in the playoffs. You know what it is. Every time he make the playoffs, he's like Steph, the person that you like. Every time playoffs happens, like he be disappearing, man. I don't know if it's they apply more pressure on him. He be looking crazy, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
I think the Miami Heat's gonna win tonight. So you think
All
we're
right.
winning or you think we're losing?
It's a stay away from me. Like as far as monetarily, yeah, because you just don't know what you're gonna get. But I think the Miami Heat are probably gonna pull it out. They probably find a way to frustrate LeBron, as we often do, especially when he doesn't have a legitimate two to pass the ball to. So if I had to guess, I'd say Miami Heat pull out a close one with a Jimmy Butler layup to win this game. So we'll see what happens. But you also wanted to talk about how Jimmy Butler is being compared to Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, he's tired of it.
He said he was tired of it.
Yeah. Yeah, he's tired of it. You feel me? And I'll be tired of it too, especially the Dwayne Wade that we see walking around now is not the Dwayne Wade that we grew up watching. He kind of has a different lifestyle right now that I kind of don't
Yeah,
understand.
he's
But
kind of a weirdo, man.
yeah, his
He's
hair,
a weirdo
different
right
colors.
now.
I'm like, what are you doing?
I hate to say this about my boy D Wade because he's D Wade. When you say the Mount Rushmore of sports players or even just figures, you pretty much have to put Dwayne Wade on there, and he's just a weirdo, bro. Like he's
Yeah,
like,
what's wrong with him?
I wouldn't want to like if I'm in Wynwood hanging out, I would want to hang out with this. It's so weird for me to say that about Dwayne Wade. I wouldn't want to hang out with Dwayne Wade, but yeah, I wouldn't want to hang out with Dwayne Wade. I probably would want to hang out with maybe the little girl, Kavaya, just because she's funny. They little girl that they got because
Oh, okay, yeah.
like because that would be attraction, but like him, he's just weird. And I love Gabby Union. Who doesn't love Gabby Union? She's, kind of an old school black actress. So props to her. She's an average actress to me. She's not even like a really great actress. She's just one of those celebrity black actresses that's always been cute, and sexy. So you root for her, and like her personality always seems very genuine. She doesn't really seem like she's faking it at all. She seems like she is just a nerd at heart. That's really what she is.
Mm-hmm.
But Dwayne Wade, yeah, it's like he's just a weirdo, man. Like there's no, and that's probably why Jimmy Butler doesn't want to be compared to him right now, because he's a weird. And Jimmy Butler is the total opposite of that. He's like as real as they come.
Yeah, he's kind of weird too, though. Well, some people may say he's weird because he like the cowboy boots, but he's from the Midwest, and he listened to country music. But I can understand that. My mom's listening to country music. I do. Like I don't hate country music if that's what you're saying, but that's not the first thing I'm gonna pop up. But hey, like the crazy thing is, they spoke to him and kind of was knocking him about Taylor Swift being one of his favorite artists, and she rated him 13 out of 10, you feel me? because of that statement, I guess. But hey, it is what it is, man. Like I listen to all type of music too. Like, and that goes back to people stereotyping you. They think that because you look this way, you should listen to this type of people on music or hang around with certain people. Like, look, if you cool peoples or if I like your music, I'm gonna listen to it. I could care less. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel him not being wanting to be compared to Dwayne Wade. Of course, they went to Marquette, Dwayne Wade, Marquette, Jimmy
Right.
Butler, Marquette. Both came from Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Also, when it comes to the mother situation, they didn't have the best relationships with their mom. Jimmy Butler got kicked out. Dwayne Wade mom was on drugs. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Thank God she was able to get off it, and she's on a better path right now. She has her own church. She's a pastor. Positive vibes with that. Always salutes with that. But right now he just wind up being second, and passing Dwayne Wade with the most consecutive triple doubles back to back games. LeBron James, I think, have 9. I think he has 6, and I think Wade has 5. You feel me? And I will be annoyed too. Like I wind up, making this milestone, and you talking about Wade. Like, talk about Wade in the media. When you're talking to me, just tell me like, yeah, congratulations, you just passed Wade, boom, 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 and call it a day. The comparing and contrasting will eventually get, annoyed, because it's like the guy's retired. It's like, I came over here not wanting to be in the shadow of someone else. And I came over here to be the man, and you're not making me mad.
I feel him, but me being a person of the media, I totally understand the comparison, and the comparison is going to happen, unfortunately, because you play for the Miami Heat. And when you think of Miami Heat, you think of great players from the Miami Heat. The first person you think of is Dwayne Wade. So you're forever going, because Dwayne Wade holds every record, every Heat record, imaginable when it comes to steals or even blocks by a guard. So if he gets, if he stays with the Heat for long enough, he is forever going to be compared to Dwayne Wade, and there's nothing he can do about that.
Win some more championships. Win some championships, and people will probably think about, okay, yeah, you got Wade, but he need to be in his own lane too. You just gotta win. You gotta win the championship. You feel me? You know how Miami media is. If you're not winning, we're not watching. We're not even talking about you. You feel what I'm saying? So
if we are talking about you, we're talking bad about you.
Exactly. So you want to go ahead and win, Jimmy. You feel me? You brought, the culture is already you. I don't know what's happening to Wade right now. I think he was happy to leave the Miami Heat culture because he's kind of crazy right now. And it is what it is. And that's probably why he went ahead and did his ceremony early. So we don't have to talk about his ass no more. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah. Jimmy, I feel you. It is what it is, but
I feel him, but like I said, it's not going to stop. If you stay with the Miami Heat, the media will continue to compare you with every record that you continue to break, and that's just what we do, because it's news. We bring news. Like if he breaks a Dwayne Wade record, we have to put it out there and say, hey, Jimmy Butler, give props to Jimmy Butler. He is being compared to one of the all-time greats, because let's face it, Dwayne Wade is considered the third best shooting guard of all time. Some people might say Jerry West is that third best. That's the only one you could probably say who can compete with Dwayne Wade. But after that is Kobe, and after that is Jordan. So he's already considered top 5 all time at his position, and that's the same position that Jimmy Butler plays, shooting guard. So he's forever going to be compared to Jimmy Butler. Now, before we wrap things up, though, man, like there's a couple of things I want to make sure we point out, and we did not talk about the Usman fight, bro. Kamari Usman, did you see this fight, bro?
I didn't even see it.
Oh my God! So first of all, Kamari Usman is the I believe he's the middleweight champion or the welterweight champion. But he's been the champion for a while. Played Burns, who is his guy, some guy who basically trained with him when he was young. And Burns had a couple of early losses, but he's been on the road lately. And then he got this title fight against Usman, his boy, So, but I bring up all of this really just to talk about how he needs to be considered one of the best fighters of all time at this point, because I don't think people really know his name too much. He's the Nigerian Nightmare. He's from Nigeria. Maybe he's getting less play than Adesanya. Adesanya is another Nigerian guy, but he's a lighter. He's more of a more flashy type of guy. But this guy, Kamari Usman, he dominated in the ring. And like after the first round, it was like he was like, okay, I'm just gonna hit you with my jab. And his jab is deadly. It's a nightmare. It's literally a nightmare because there's so much power behind it, and he's just tough to beat. And I don't really see him losing anytime soon. I think he has maybe one loss on his record right now. But if he continues to be on this path, he can be maybe one day compared to the all-time greats like Anderson Silva or GSP, man, because he is that good to me. And you just saw the level of dominance that he showed in that ring last Saturday. And it was fun to watch just to see how dominant he was in the second round. He just knocked him out. He just knocked him out, standing up, hitting him with the jab. The dude Burns actually broke out in tears and cried.
Wow.
Yeah. Sometimes that happens, man. Like it's just like, when you make it to like a certain point in your life, you think this is, hey, I finally made it. And then you realize, hey, I didn't make it. Like you worked so hard to get to this point. You got a championship fight and you got embarrassed. You after this, I think it was a second round knockout. You got, manhandled in that second round.
So basically, how he lost, he lost like he wasn't prepared for the fight, or he just lost because it was like a quick, like
I think he cried because he's been this far. He's come back, like he's made like strides from when he was losing early, and then he got on this run, and then all of a sudden he gets knocked out by his boy. So it's like I think all of it emotionally, he just started crying. Like, I don't think it was pain because although he did get, several hits to the head, but he's a fighter, man. Fighters get knocked out all the time. I don't think it was because of the actual pain, but it was emotional to see because, obviously they boys, but, Usman said, he's like, yeah, he's my boy, but, it's his cage, it's his ring, it's his belt. And even his interviews get you hyped up. So definitely, if there's another Usman fight, man, you gotta see it. You gotta watch it.
Probably gonna watch that on YouTube. Yeah, see what's good with that.
He's either the middleweight or the welterweight champion. Chris could probably tell me which he is. But yeah, he is definitely somebody who I just want to big up since that happened last week. And then, of course, Osaka, man. Naomi Osaka beating Serena Williams was big news this week. She did just win the Australian Open today. She beat Serena Williams in the semifinals. And I watched that match from side by side with my two screens with the Heat game. It was that night of the Golden State game. I was watching both. And Osaka, bro, like, from Haiti, man, from like she was grown up really by a Haitian Zoe. Her Haitian grandmother is really who raised her,
Oh, that's the old school mummy.
Right, exactly. So you know how Haitian she is. She's extremely genuine. She's not faking at all. She's totally, very present, very in the moment type of person, and she was in the zone. And the sad thing on the flip side was watching Serena, though, man. Serena looks like she looks defeated. She was literally defeated, and she looked defeated. She looked
but
like,
she
wow,
is. She is.
I'm at this point in my life, and I can't do nothing with this youngster. This youngster circles around me, and there's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah, it happens to the best of us, man. Like Father Time is undefeated. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I know Serena feels better that she's passing it on to another person that looks like her.
Right.
So like, yes, she's defeated, but she can see the light. As far as like, yeah, I'm passing it on to another one of us so we could go ahead and keep this run going for another few decades. You feel me? Um, but yeah, when it comes ultimately down to it, I look at like what you were saying as far as with her grandma, with the values, we like I was raised by my mom and my grandma, you know what I'm saying? So I already know where she's coming from. Unfortunately I wasn't able to watch the game. Damn, you were supposed to call me, like put it in the chat, something like, yo, Wes, you gonna watch this game? Like for real. Cause I'm like, damn, I would have watched that game. I'm pretty sure my wife would have wanted to watch that game also. But Serena, like you had kids, and you had kids late in your career. It's kind of hard.
Which happens for most female athletes. They usually have babies late in their career.
And what normally happens with those female athletes is what you seen the other day. You lose it. You feel me? Because like it's different, when it comes to the men, like the men ain't doing bearing the children, holding the kids for the 9 months and going through all the emotions, and the kid takes a lot of energy from you, and I don't know how it's worse. Commend to all the women that have kids and able to, like get back to normal. But we all know like normal is not never going to be normal. Same like if you tear your Achilles, you're not going to be the same. You got to be one of these people like Adrian Peterson and Frank Gore's, like the anomalies. You feel me?
Right.
So
And they're mutants.
exactly. So Serena, you're just
Serena's one of the mutants too. Let's be honest.
yeah, she is, but like you gotta understand the work ethic is different. The work ethic is different. The medicine is different. Everything is different. So, what people gotta understand is they don't understand how the players are getting faster and bigger. It's just common sense. Like that's how humans work. The my son is gonna be better than me, and then his son is gonna be better than him. That's how it's supposed to work, in that regard. So Osaka is just a better Serena, and then years from now there'll be a better Osaka, to go ahead and take that helm and that baton and keep it moving. So it is what it is. Shout out to Osaka for holding it down for the Zoes. You see my dog Marcus shirt, you feel me?
Yeah.
First black
you
feel me? You know what I'm saying? And Osaka, I'm pretty sure is the first Zoe holding it down. You feel me? For the rest of us out here. You feel me?
Yeah, definitely. It was good. It was good to see. Good to watch. It's gonna be fun to watch Osaka's career for the next 10 years because she seems like she's got it. She's got that it factor. She seems like she's just really developing her craft, and it's good to see.
Okay.
On the court making
Okay. Okay. So now we're gonna go ahead and transition into a little something. We're gonna enter the Benjamin report. You feel me? He's gonna go ahead and give you them updates from last week's 7-on-7. You feel me? And I seen the highlights on your Instagram, boy. Yeah, that thing was looking live. So yeah, let's tell the audience what they missed out on.
Well, 7-on-7 is basically off-season football, touch football for high school athletes. I mean, sometimes it does go up to professional level as well, but it's really mainly for the quarterbacks, receivers to get in off-season work and not have to put a lot of wear and tear on their bodies because it's just touch football. But what was most telling for me during the 7-on-7 was just a bunch of the young talent that's out there. I mean, like these are not seniors. They're going into their junior year. So we're going to see 2 more years of some of the best players. So in the next 2 years, you're going to see high level players come out of South Florida. I mean, yeah, that's a common thing. Like if you already know the crib does produce high level talent. I mean, that's no secret at all. But like a lot of these kids graduate in 2023.
Okay.
2023 seems like a long time from now, but when you're in the high school circuit, I guess you could say like me, you just see a lot of these great players. And Brandon Ennis is one of those great players. Just get used to just hearing that name because, like a lot of our great players, they end up going to Alabama. And he didn't say he was talking to Alabama at the moment. He said he was talking to Miami Georgia. Oklahoma was in the mix for him. But what I got the sense that he wants to get out of South Florida. And that's the thing about these kids, though, man. Like a lot of these kids, you grew up in South Florida, you see what it is to live in Miami, and you want to explore. You want to go somewhere else and really kind of explore what's outside of Miami, which I don't knock at all. But if I had to say that where he's going right now, I'd probably say it's probably Oklahoma. But down the line, once Alabama jumps in the mix, probably going to be Alabama because
Helicopter man.
yeah, because he just snatches up all the best receivers usually out of South Florida. Amari Cooper, he got him. He got Jerry Jeudy. Last year. Now the next wave is Ja'Cory Brooks, who came out of Overtown. Watch him because he's going to be playing probably next season as a true freshman. You got Tower Jones Bell, who's already there. He was from Carroll City, so he's going to get a lot of playing time next year. These are all crib wide receivers, and I feel like that's going to be kind of the trend. The best player, who Brandon Ennis seemed like he is going to be, is going to be that next player. So look out for him. And all these other players like Nathaniel Joseph, also getting a bunch of D1 offers, and they're sophomores right now going into junior year. So and the three of these guys, Nathaniel Joseph, Santana Fleming, and Brandon Ennis, have 20 or more offers already from D1 schools. Like that's crazy, man. It's just crazy just how early on in the game, like some good players out of South Florida don't even get a good D1 offer until their senior year. So especially with last year where you barely had games and you still got these many offers. So those are really kind of the three receivers to watch for the future. But next up is really Mike Williams. Mike Williams is, I think, one of the fastest receivers in South Florida. He's out of Miami Palmetto, but he's not trending towards the Hurricanes. If you guys, viewers, want to know, he's more so trending towards either West Virginia or Louisville.
What do you think he run? A 4.2, 4.3?
He probably runs close to like a 4.3.
Okay.
Yeah. But he's fast, man. So he is like the only senior on that South Florida Express team who actually ended up winning the championship at the football hotbed 7-on-7 tournament last Saturday. They beat Immortals, which is also a loaded team with Zion Turner, who's the quarterback of St. Thomas Aquinas, Carson Haggard, another great player, football hotbed, All-American, and Wesley Basaint. I had a chance, who is your boy, man, Wesley, and he's from North Miami too, I believe.
Trying to tell you,
and he's a Zoe, of course.
Yeah, man.
He, I think, is trending towards Miami. From what I think he's gonna make that decision to commit to Miami. To me, it's been him in Florida State, kind of in the mix. Once they open up, the dead period has been extended too. That's the kind of key news that players can't visit schools until like after May, possibly. So that really kind of hurts a lot in recruiting.
They don't hurt Miami.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt
come from here.
Yeah, you still can't bring them on campus, but you still got players that you could just go to their games, or you could just go to their combine events, or once spring football happens, which I think we will have, you can see them at spring practice or whatnot. So this is a plus for Miami. I've been saying this too. The COVID has helped Miami in so many different ways, and even in recruiting. So Wesley Basaint is definitely a player to really look out for, as a player that he said he's likely going to commit in his senior year. His senior year is coming up this season. So he is likely going to commit sometime at the end of the season. So look out for him. And the quarterback play, I do want to point out, Colin Hurst is a player that, if he develops the size, because it's all about size. People don't care how great of a quarterback you are. They want to make sure you 6 feet or higher, really 6'2" or higher, but if he develops into that kind of size, has a chance to be one of the best quarterbacks he was, to me, the best quarterback of the day. Um, Quarterbacking South Florida Express, which won the championship. He is out of Western High School, Western out in Davie. A lot of people don't even know where that is. But yeah, Western High School. He does have some weapons over there. Brandon Ennis is looking to transfer schools because University School likely not going to play football this season because their University School, I don't know if people know, is basically a high school, private school that is funded by Nova Southeastern University, which is where the Dolphins practice. So it's that whole area over there. He is likely going to transfer out to a different school. He said maybe he's going to go to Heritage, St. Thomas, Deerfield Beach is in the mix, and then maybe Western. So all of these players likely, I heard, might go to the same place. So that's a possibility there. So we'll be watching that, and we'll see what schools that these playmakers go to. But those were really kind of the standout players. Also, I wanted to mention Briscoe's son, British Mitchell, was out there balling too, man. British Mitchell, he was at Chaminade, but he's now at Edison. He's now at Edison with Uncle Luke. So Uncle Luke is instilling some trust with Briscoe's son, British Mitchell. Briscoe is a local rapper here in South Florida. So look out for him too. He just got his first offer from FAU, and he's also a young kid, 2023. So it's just a lot of young talent out there. It was a great event. South Florida Express ended up winning it all, defeating Immortals. It wasn't really a game once it started, but they just clearly had the better athletes with Colin Hurst, the quarterback, Brandon Ennis, Nathaniel Joseph, Santana Fleming, who I think is a player that likely is going to commit to Miami as well, because he was really excited to get that offer from the U. And, he's out of Carroll City. He's likely going to transfer to a different school as well. And look out for him as well. All right, so that's pretty much it from the Benjamin Report from 7 on 7. Look out for my story on footballhotbed.com for details, and till the next event and the next Benjamin Report, which is likely going to be the Under Armour combine, which is coming up in a couple weeks. All right.
So I guess that ends MarcWes Sport Podcast for this week. We'll catch you guys next week.
All right, till the next episode.